All right, welcome to the 30-day post planner overview. This is Leonard with Indie Band Coach, and I am just going to take a couple of minutes to walk you through the awesome resource that you just downloaded and that you should have already received. The post planner is basically just post prompts and some additional help and post suggestions that are going to help you plan out your social media and help you spend less time, trying to come up with things from scratch when you get stuck, or even, just to add on to things that you're already doing. So I'm so glad that you're here, and I'm just going to take a few minutes just to walk you through the planner itself, and just to give you a quick idea of what you've got here. This is a Google Sheets document, so it is something that you will want to click the file menu and then click on make a copy, as I will actually do up here. So do file, and then you do make a copy, and then that will actually make a copy that you can save to your drive, and then you'll be able to edit it. And so yeah, you've got the planner here, Google Sheets, and not only can you edit it, but you can just kind of customize this whole thing to be something that you can use on an ongoing basis. But this first page, just the intro, and then I'm clicking on the tab down below here. This is kind of the instructions on what's included in the planner. So how to crush your content with this calendar. We go through and tell you just a little bit about what the actual categories of content are on the calendar. So engaging, entertaining, educating, inspiring, and promotional. And we go through and tell you just a little bit about why I created the planner. Honestly, is because I do feel like there's a whole difference between entertaining on stage and being entertaining and engaging online. Just being in a band myself and being one of the front people of the band, and having that whole thing just become so naturally, it is not necessarily transferable skills to have that same energy when talking to a green dot, or when you're actually trying to make videos or content online. So that's the whole purpose of this calendar, and it's really kind of the mission of one of the things we want to help you accomplish in Indie Band Coach is to help transfer those skills and not have you have to come up with everything from scratch. So I believe it takes three things to be really successful online. That's being engaging, being consistent, and being you. So that's why not only are there a ton of ideas, but these ideas themselves are ways to actually get people to engage with your content. And it is in Google Sheets because it's editable, and I want you to put your personality and your spin on it. Okay? So real quick, I'll take a look at this next tab. What you've got is a calendar. It says a 30-day post planner, but technically it's 35. Don't tell anybody, we like to over-deliver. But I've got at the top here the categories that we talked about: educate, entertain, inspire, engage, and promote, and just some ideas on different ways that you can mix up that type of content. And the only reason that I wanted to make it really evident what the different types of content were is because to remain engaging, it's going to take a little bit of variety in your actual posting. Now, there's a whole separate training, there's a whole separate thing that we're working on right now that we'll get into how to choose your categories, how to choose your actual social mix, like what are the things that you are most comfortable with posting on, and what are the things that will relate to your audience. But that's a separate topic. Right now, what I wanted to do is just show you that you've got some different options here. And so, again, this is all editable, so you can go in, and these are just post prompts for, again, 35 days in a row. You notice that there's not a month or year on here because you can start this at any time. So, again, so promoting, and each one of these is unique. So no two of them, I don't believe, are going to be the same. If they are, that's my bad. We tried to make them unique, but for the most part, these are all unique types of posts. And so each category has different types of things, and these are, asking questions, fill in the blank. There's opportunities out here to actually to promote what you're doing. A lot of times we might fall into different sides of the coin where we get into a habit and we've got a lot of shows, we've got a lot of good things coming up, so we might fall into the rut of promoting a little bit too much, where we're just asking people, consistently, we're giving them things to do for us and all that without just starting conversations. But if we don't have a lot going on, we could also just get into the mode of, hey, just sharing random stuff or just posting things and then never asking for, that commitment, those micro commitments of like joining your email list or, following you on social or giving this post a like. People will respond when you ask them to do stuff, when you give them instructions. But the most important thing that we want to realize is that we want to make sure we don't give too many calls to action. Okay, so that is this whole section here. This is the post planner, but we've also got an additional tab here that is your hashtag cheat sheet for days of the week. And this is kind of like just an idea sheet, an idea roadmap. So regardless of what day of the week it is, if you're thinking, man, I really, haven't posted in a while, or I'm really looking for an idea of things to actually post, you can actually use hashtags as themes. And I even put on the page here that, use this page for hashtag ideas to join conversations, but that's primarily on Instagram and Twitter, where hashtags are searchable and people can actually, follow different hashtags and things like that. So it's not as much, hashtags are not as much a Facebook tool as they are Instagram and Twitter. But all in all, you've got 35 post prompts, you've got 157 hashtag suggestions, and each of the days in the hashtag cheat sheet here, we have, ones that typically trend. So these will be ones that are not necessarily going to be niche specific to your band, but if there's conversations that you can jump in on where you might have an actual day of the week that does coincide with your music or does coincide with your band, here are ones that typically trend on particular days of the week in this top section here. Possible themes, ones that are a little bit more common. Maybe you can actually create a show idea or create content around a recurring theme. You could use, possibly some of these that will be here in the middle section. And then there's just tons of ideas that, could be actually used for every single day. So we just went ahead and included several more options there at the bottom. So that is actually what, we wanted to show you. I wanted to actually put in front of you, is just to show you what you've got and how to use it. So please, 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 make sure you get in, dive in, and start making plans for this. Now, the other thing that you can do is, let's say you don't want to, use this format, or you want to maybe start from scratch. You can actually right-click on one of the tabs, and you can duplicate a tab. And so now what I've got is duplicate tab, and you could literally go in and just delete all of this mess. I'm just kidding. And each one of these, like the title and all that, are in different cells. So you could also come in, and again, you've got the titles up there so you can kind of see what it is. But let's say that you've got an actual show coming up. You can actually do things. Actually, let me just delete all of this. But you could literally start from scratch and say that, I'm going to try and capitalize, there we go. You've got gig here, gig there, got a gig there, and you've got a gig there. You can then go through and map out, where you're going to promote. So you're going to promote there, going to announce the gig there, maybe another one here, and then obviously here, maybe just talking about what's coming tomorrow. So you can start to map out what you actually are able to customize to your own schedule. And so now what you've got is you've got a way to just kind of plug in what you've already got going on, and then come up here and be like, okay, I know that I'm going to map out this, and I've got a gig coming up this weekend. We're going to be at such and such place. Mondays are great days for inspirational posts, for like Motivational Monday or even Music Monday. So you could start to look at like what kind of post you're going to place in there. And you're going to have some behind the scenes stuff. So as you can see, you can totally deconstruct this whole thing and make it what you need it to be. However, if you don't want to do that, and you don't want to start from scratch, you could literally just come in here and just plug in your gigs, leave everything as is, and just plug in your gigs here. So those are just a couple different ways to do it. I won't keep you too much longer, but I just wanted to show you some ways that you could customize the planner and how this can help you not have to struggle for ideas. And the last thing I want to mention is that on the bottom of each of the pages and also here, if you want help creating your content, I invite you to join us in our paid subscription group. And right now it's just a really low cost to come in, and it's a monthly cost. Right now it's only 15 bucks, but the price could go up. So just check the info on the page. But the Content Club is literally a Facebook group that we have put together where we have taken time, weeks, months, gathering content, whether it is fun music memes, whether it is legendary performances from some of the best musicians and bands out there, inspirational posts, even more editable graphics and things like that. So we've put all that stuff in one place and we're consistently adding to it. So if you don't just want help planning, but you actually want help just coming in and grabbing some content that you can post, join us in the Content Club, and we'll also be doing live streams and planning and things like that, where I just touched barely on the surface of it right now, but we'll get into much more detail in our planning sessions in the Content Club. So if you want to, join us there. If not, it's perfectly fine. It's not required. And you have your planner and you have a social media secret weapon that can help you be consistent, be engaging, and be yourself online. All right? Thanks so much for checking out this video. Thanks so much for getting the post planner. This is Leonard with Indie Band Coach, and all we want for you is to be successful. So get out there and work smarter and gig harder. Thanks.